I'm going to meet a man who remembers wartime Britain very well. He's 96-year-old Len Trevelyan, who saw service as an RAF pilot and also as an officer in the Metropolitan Police. He came face to face with Christie. Can you describe to me Rillington Place, what it was like?
It was a little cul-de-sac with a brick wall right across the road at the end of 10 Rillington Place. And the houses there were all occupied multi-tenancies, 3 and 4 to a room.
Rillington Place was in a poor neighbourhood. However, it was a perfect location for the now respectable Christie to continue with his seedier pastime. And in that sort of Rillington Place area, I mean, how big a problem was prostitution at that time?
Many people had lost their husbands or the girlfriends who'd had boyfriends killed in the war. So there were a lot of women with no men folk behind them. And the only way they could get a living was prostitution.
With no contraceptive pill and no legal abortion, many of the women found themselves with unwanted pregnancies. Len Trevelyan believes Christie and his wife Ethel capitalised upon this, carrying out illegal abortions in their kitchen.
They had this deck chair in the kitchen down below, and the girls would sit in this deck chair had strings across the base of it, and so his wife was able to perform the abortion. He had a rubber tube from the gas stove and a tin fashioned like a mask at the end, and he used to put the girls out with coal gas. So they were working a little scheme that was working very well.
It's Len's belief that the Christies became well known amongst ladies in the area for their procedures. But life changed for a while when in 1943 Ethel went to visit with her sister in Sheffield. With his wife away, Christie became involved with a local prostitute.
Ruth Fürst was an Austrian émigré. She came over to this country to train as a nurse, but by the time she meets Christie in 1943, she's by and large selling sexual services to American Air Forcemen. In other words, she's working as a prostitute.
With Christie's wife away, Ruth became a regular visitor to his ground floor flat, where he paid for her services.
Christie gets a telegram from his wife saying she's coming back from Sheffield, and I think he doesn't want to take the chance that Ruth Fürst isn't going to spread rumours about him, isn't going to turn up at 10 Rillington Place, demand to speak to Ethel Christie, Mrs. Christie, and tell her exactly what's been happening. And I think it's that telegram that causes Christie to think he'll have to dispose of Ruth Fürst.
During their final sexual encounter, Christie strangled Ruth. Years later, he would tell the police, she was completely naked. I tried to put her clothes back on her. She had a leopard skin coat, and I wrapped this around her. I took her from the bedroom and put her under the floorboards.
Of course, killing someone is the ultimate form of power, the ultimate expression of the control that you have over that particular victim. So clearly this is the beginning of that sexual fetish that he has emerging.